I'm Mike Manala from the Nerds of Color. How are you?
Doing
Um,
good. Good to see you, Mike.
Very good, very good. I really love this movie. It is fun. It is freaky. I think it's even better than the first movie, which is considered a horror classic today. You really just knocked it out of the park. So congratulations on that, really. Um,
Oh, thank you
but
so much.
absolutely. Michael, one of the things that I loved about the movie was you took a saint that a lot of people don't necessarily have that much familiarity with, Saint Lucy, and she plays a huge part in this movie. I wanted to ask what the inspiration behind that was and where you came up with this idea for Saint Lucy and the premise of this movie.
That was a lot of the movie was already on its feet and in the shape that you see it in one of the earliest drafts that I got from Akela. And she really knocked it out of the park. It was really just a great, compelling script and a great read, and one of the real core elements of why I wanted to sign up on for the movie. The one thing it was missing is it had a fictionalized saint, and I grew up Catholic, and I just thought we got a million saints. We can pick any one of them. We got to get a real saint in there. That's one of the things that I love about the main Conjuring stories is they're based on the real Warren case files, and it's that reality, and it's like that's what grounds it, and I think that is really rewarding for fans. So I thought, let's try and make this saint real. It doesn't feel right to just fictionalize it. And then I was having just a casual conversation with David Leslie Johnson, who wrote Conjuring 3 and Conjuring 2. And we just started talking about that as an idea. And then he had brought up St. Lucy. And then we started vibing on just the incredible imagery surrounding St. Lucy, who, her eyes had been gouged out, and she's the patron saint of blindness, and just the incredible lore around it. Also the incredible imagery. That's one thing Guillermo del Toro stole from for Pan's Labyrinth, is this image of St. Lucy with eyes on her hands, and that became his monster, which is so iconic. But that was imagery of St. Lucy, and actually wanted to use that picture in the movie, but we couldn't get the rights to it. So it was we started it. I actually think that the picture that we got in there is even better. It's even kind of creepier. It's weirder. She has holes in her eyes, and then she's got the platter holding the eye. That's so unsettling and weird. I don't know. It's it was kind of the very best of weird Catholic imagery that I just thought oh, that's so unsettling and so great. But that's really how. So credit to credit to everybody. DLJ, who I don't even know if he has a formal credit on this movie, but he should be given something. I'm going to give him the biggest shout out for helping find that, because I think that was really, really a great add to the movie.
He has done this franchise really well as a writer. So massive respects to him, and respects to Kayla and the rest of the screenwriters who just did an amazing job with this movie and worked with you really well. But yeah, agreed. That's so brilliantly woven into this story, and it makes things a lot creepier, which I loved. I One of the questions that I had when I left the movie, potential spoiler alert, but the first Nun and the first Conjuring movie kind of show a different ending for Maurice's story than we get in this movie. Is that kind of an indicator that we might see a little bit more of Maurice and his conflict with Valak potentially in the future, down the line, to bring us to that timeline, connection between the end of the first Nun / the first Conjuring movie and this movie?
Yeah. So the exorcism of Maurice that leads into his suicide is a pivotal moment in the whole series, in the whole Conjuring universe. That is a moment before the first Conjuring starts, and it's a pivotal moment for the Warrens. It is obviously in the future, after this film. So we know that Valak is still in the mix, and we know that Valak is, whether or not whatever state Maurice is left in this movie, which I think there is a little bit of you have to see it. I don't want to talk too much about that.
Sure.
But I think that there's definitely it is moving in that direction. It's time marches forward, so it's kind of heading towards that. But that's always been, I think that that's always been a key moment in the timeline and in the universe, and a very important moment for everybody involved.
Absolutely. And honestly, it kind of gave me a Graduate slash Empire Strikes Back vibe where you were kind of uncomfortable with the ending of this movie, and I loved it. But speaking of things that are pivotal for this franchise, Michael, you are pivotal for it. You are one of the few directors that's directed the most movies in this franchise, and it's so much better and wonderful because of your work. So thank you for The Nun 2, and thank you for The Devil Made Me Do It. Thank you for La Llorona, all your work on the Conjuring franchise, and thank you for this wonderful interview. Congratulations on The Nun.
I really appreciate the time. You're so kind with your words. That was so nice of you. This has been a blast.
Fanboys, professional artists, and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The Hard Knock Life. Comics, movies, and TV. Yeah. Pop culture with a different perspective. Watch it on your screen, hit play, so check this.